Welcome back to State of Decay 2 and the Salt of the Earth. I'd actually forgotten that I ended the last episode right here by the Bounty Broker, which is appropriate because I want to do some bounties today. The Plunder Pack has just arrived. Joe Sorner reminded me of that today. So today was the day when we did the official State of Decay 2 live stream about Update 36. So we've already looked at Update 36 and my Lethal Builder run, so I'm not going to be like super emphasizing what happened in Update 36. But while we were doing that stream, Joe made sure to remind me that the Plunder Pack was out. So let's have a look at the Plunder Pack. So it looks like we've got kill one armored Zed while crouched. Well, that won't be hard. In fact, let me get rid of some of my older ones. I guess I could keep the Screamers killed with fire. Well, let's get rid of it for now and see what else we can grab. So we got some kind of cheap influence ones, including kill one armored Zed while crouched. I mean, that won't be hard. We just have to find an armored Zed. Teammate killing things. Let's save that one. Ooh, killing armored Zeds with explosives. Sure. Crafting. We can do crafting later. Zombies with blunt weapons. Plague zombies with blades. I think I've actually got a heavy weapon, so I'm not going to get credit for anything. Bloaters with shotguns. I don't have a shotgun right now. So let's grab ones that I can do right now on my way to getting the equipment to do the others. So right now I don't have the melee weapon types that are necessary for these two. I can kill armored zombies with... Well, I guess I probably don't have explosives right now either. I think I've got fire. I could craft 6 first aid kits. Killing 7 hordes. That's something you can do with whatever your equipment is. Non-freak zombies with headshots. And that's a large number. Okay, yeah. So let's do that. Let's get headshots. Let's kill hordes. Let's kill an armored Zed while crouched. But then we should go out and we'll head back home. Try to grab ourselves some better equipment. Specifically, we should get some... I just realized killing armored Zeds with explosives, that's one we've struggled with in the past, isn't it? Because they're kind of explosive resistant. But yeah, getting some explosives that would be good for armored Zeds, that makes sense. Grabbing a blade or a blunt weapon would make sense. Grabbing a shotgun would make sense. So, by the way, we're not going to try to do a bet today because I am just mentally exhausted. I was talking to the chat about this before we officially got started. Ooh, I should go and clear out some Plague Heart stuff. But yeah, basically, so we've been doing planning week this week, which means we have these huge, I think I've had 9 hours of meetings in the past couple of days going over our plans for the next quarter. And there's just lots of negotiating, working out how things are going to work so people can make their plans. And it is mentally taxing just to be in a meeting of any type for that long. It's mentally taxing. And so my brain was already fried from that. And then today we did the official live stream and I actually screwed up the audio pretty badly. And so not only did I have sort of the stress of doing an official live stream, but then I had the stress of editing that live stream and watching myself fail for an extended period of time. So I'm tired. And I want to do things that are easy to succeed at. So that's why we're playing Salt of the Earth. We're not going for lethal right now. We're just playing in the nice old... what difficulty is this? Dread. Dread, green, dread. That's where we are. We're just going to play in the nice, simple dread zone. Not push ourselves too hard, and we're gonna be chill together. So yeah, Coalition also points out that I might be sleep deprived, which is true. I have a really hard time going to bed before, say, 2 in the morning. And this morning, because we were doing a live stream at an unusual time, because our guests were from Liverpool. And so if we did the stream at the usual time, that's like getting close to midnight their time, which isn't cool. And also isn't cool for a lot of our viewers in Europe, but sorry. Time zones are hard. But... Okay, I guess I'm out of space here. I actually intended to come here and loot the Plague Heart. I just looted every single other thing in the house. Whatever. You know what? We're going to take this stuff home. Wow. All right, that's one headshot off the list. Now, how much... Oh, we got a lot of space back here. Okay, I'm going to drop off my stuff, and then we're going to actually loot the Plague Heart that we went in there to loot. I'm hearing somebody Luckily, I've got a nice quiet gun. But yeah, so like, so I don't sleep ever. And then, what am I doing? I said I was going to come and loot the Plague Heart specifically. Let's loot the Plague Heart specifically. And, check this out. So we can drop. So, oh, wait, no. I just did the thing. Okay, so we discovered a bug with the new dropping feature in containers in today's official State of Decay 2 live stream. If you drop things from a Plague Heart, that can actually, and I don't know if it's 100%. Let's try it out. That can actually mess up your ability to loot other containers. So yeah, here you can see I've got a space in my inventory, but I can't actually loot this item because I've now broken my ability to loot containers. So, number one, right after update 36, don't drop things out of Plague Hearts. But if you do, there's a simple fix, which is you just exit to the main menu and come back, and everything's fine. So, Joe showed that earlier today, so just wanted to highlight it here. If you want to... If you want to get all excited about the new features and try them out, that's great. Just be very, very careful where you use them. And Wushu is clearly aware of it. They're working on a fix. In fact, I think John Hollingworth told us that they've got a fix already in place. The question is just when's the right time and what are the right circumstances for getting that fix to you as an audience. All right, so I can pick up one more thing. I want to pick up the gas can. We'll leave the rest of this here for now. And get out of here. Oops. Weirdly, okay, that was odd. I apparently got credit for loading my revolver while I was swinging my weapon. That's not how that's supposed to go. Where do I live these days? Oh, I live in the tiny house. Why do I do that? I should move bases at some point. Ooh, maybe I should move to the church on the hill. Partly just because it's close to the bounty broker, and that's half of what I do with these people is bounty broker stuff. In fact, let's go back here. Let's make sure. I'm just thinking, I could drive all the way back home, or if I'm confident that all my cars are in parking spaces, I could also just move here right now. You know what? I think I'm going to risk it. Again, I am feeling incredibly lazy and overwhelmed right now, and I can't think of anything better than finding an easier way. Oh, I can't actually drive through this, can I? Finding an easier way to drop my stuff off at home, even if it means moving my entire base. Is that easier? Do I maybe have to rebuild all of my facilities if I do that? Maybe. But I drive less, and somehow my brain has decided that that's okay. Oh, Yavera's all tired, too. This is good for everybody. Oh, wait. Kodashun says, wasn't my plan to go to... Wait, you said the restaurant? You mean the corner office at Lowell? Was that something I was planning to do? I don't remember if I planned that. Did I make a different plan than what I'm describing here? I mean, I have been at the corner office fairly recently, though. Whatever my plan was originally, I kind of like this one anyway. And maybe this just means that I'm losing my mind. But I don't think anyone's going to be surprised at that. Wait. This already has some facilities built in it. I guess the storage facility's got to go somewhere, right? What am I missing? Oh, I didn't go in one of the front rooms. That's right. Okay, it says there's still some Zeds around here. Where exactly? Oh, okay. I see one. Where do I see one? Okay, that cleared the home site. So everyone's big fans of Lowell. I think maybe, I'm curious what you like about Lowell, which is this town here in the middle of Cascade. Is it just because there's such a nice clustering of buildings together? It's kind of an unusual semi-urban space in our largely rural game. So La Coalición has been running a bet, asking people what my new nickname should be. And apparently they settled on El Jefe, which, sure, I don't know how seriously anyone's going to take that, but, that's cool. Let me drop off stuff here. And then let's go outside and make sure that our cars actually made it. And, of course, go outside means this. Yeah, okay, we got at least one car. Oh, we got a couple more cars. Well, we got a car. I think we might be down a car. Whatever, it's fine. Let's have a look at our base now, and let's start clearing some stuff out. We'll need to build a workshop. We'll want to fix up the bell tower. I don't remember what we were doing before. We could build an auto shop. We could build a... Oh, we could build a haven device. I do like me an armory, though. We should do the armory. Let's grab ourselves an infirmary. We're way low on beds. Oh, actually, let's cancel the workshop out there because I don't think the workshop suffers a penalty from being outside. And now I think we're out of labor, so we'll let everybody finish these jobs. And while they're finishing these jobs, let's... Where did I park my car? Oh yeah, I parked it right here. Now, where I parked will allow me to teleport items back into the base. And now I can go back out and get the rest of the stuff from that plague heart. Wait. Oh, wait. Now, because I cleaned it up, I'm actually not sure which house it was. Was it this house? I think maybe it was that house. I don't know. Let's just go scavenging. And, grab as many headshots as we can along the way. Yeah, these zombies are a little sparse. I also don't see a lot of hordes. Though, actually, I think we learned something about hordes during an earlier episode, didn't we? That, like, if we annoy a plague heart, that will sometimes generate a bunch of killable hordes. Okay, I've gone completely the wrong way. Wait, didn't I mark the destination? I didn't? Okay, what's wrong with me? There. So, La Coalición is running another poll where he's asking people what their favorite change in Update 36 was. The questions are dropping rucksacks at outposts, the Take All button on containers, the ability to drop items from containers, and the new bloater smell, which I think he's joking a little bit about that, but also there were changes made to bloaters where they now basically and we've multiple times we've made attempts to correct for this, but the bloaters basically we need to always make sure that we're erring on the side of if you think that you dodged a bloater cloud, then you should have successfully dodged the bloater cloud. And it's very easy to make a mistake where, you think you dodged it. It feels like you didn't get hit by it, but then you still suffer the damage of getting hit by it. And when that happens to somebody, it's very, very frustrating because bloaters can be deadly, especially at the higher difficulty levels. So, so Wushu made an improvement. Oh, good. Oh, we got a couple of hordes. Awesome. Wushu made an improvement to the bloater where basically I think that the damage bubble, basically, the damage collision for the bloater cloud is now, I think, slightly smaller than the cloud. So you should consistently feel like if it looks like you dodge the bloater cloud, then you should dodge the bloater cloud. That's the ideal anyway. Okay, that was one horde killed. Where's the other one? There it is. Oh, whoops. Oh, look at this multicolored horde. Oh, I assumed I would have to shoot a bullet per zombie, but apparently no, I didn't. Any other hordes around here? Yes. Oh, I'm just going to be chaining from horde to horde. This is great. I don't even need to annoy a plague heart at this rate. Oh, so Sunny Games asks, how do you feel about what was mentioned about new spawn mechanics at the Update 36 live stream? Is that something you guys at Undead Labs always hoped it would be, but are now only getting to it, as in more realistic spawns? Yeah, so to summarize, so in Update 36, actually no, it's not in Update 36. What do I have to do? Oh, kill an armored Zed while crouched. Okay. What, that didn't count? What? I was crouched. Okay, hold on. I'll answer your question in a second, Sonny. I'm getting annoyed at these zombies. Oh, that killed him. Dang it. Oh, no, he died. That wasn't my plan. My plan was to knock him over and then crouch and kill him that way. But I guess that wasn't a thing. I guess I got to keep looking for more armored Zeds. Anyway, in the wake of Update 36, how do I say that? In the wake of Update 36, Wushu is going to be releasing a new update to the public test realm where they're trying out some new zombie spawning mechanics. And Sunday Games is asking, you know, how we feel about that. Like, is that something that we've always wanted to do and it's just Wushu just barely got the time to do it? Or is it controversial to us? I don't think you're really asking that, but whatever. No, this is something we have always wanted to do for a long time. We've been sort of thinking of the zombie spawning mechanics in State of Decay 2 as being, you know, adequate for what the game was trying to do, but it's got a lot of sort of rough edges and problems that in a future game we would definitely want to fix. And so seeing Wushu sort of try a new iteration of it in State of Decay 2, it's not just an improvement to State of Decay 2, it's also going to be a learning experience for us, trying to figure out, you know, how these things can be made better. Because, you know, I think some of the problems people run into is, you know, I feel like I've cleared out a space and suddenly there's a zombie there. And it's one of those things where, you know, even in a zombie TV show, when the characters have a legitimate reason to feel like they have successfully cleaned out a place, and then there's suddenly a zombie that jumps out and murders one of them, that even feels cheap in a TV show where you don't expect to have control over what goes on. You know, it's not like you're a player in a video game who you actually expect things to go according to your plan. In a TV show, you expect surprises, but even then it sometimes feels really cheap. And so having it happen to you in a video game, you know, can feel especially cheap. And so that's one complaint people have. Another complaint that I often have is there's just nowhere I can go that isn't full of zombies. Because the way that, you know, because we don't actually track individual zombies long term, except for like freaks and hordes, we're constantly despawning and respawning all the zombies around you, which, you know, it's a technical necessity. We can't actually keep track of like zombie AI for a bunch of zombies you're not looking at and that you're nowhere near. We have to sort of basically condense them back down to vague expectation numbers, but not actually holding on to the real zombies until you go back and respawn them. But because the game is constantly despawning and respawning zombies, okay, I'm going to try to smack this guy. That means that, you know, if we're not careful, oops. There we go. Now I got credit. It means that if we're not careful, it's very easy to just make it feel like, well, just zombies are everywhere. No matter where you go, the game just keeps on spawning zombies randomly. And it can feel like not only that, you know, you're never able to clear a place out, but also it just feels like you can't catch a break. Like you're trying to escape from a terrible situation, but there's nowhere to go because every other location also has a terrible situation in it. And that's not kind of what you expect. You want there to be emergencies, but you also want there to be breaks from emergencies. You want there to be sort of the excitement of the game to be going up and down, not for it to just be constantly high until you die. That's just not very fun. So we've been wanting to make improvements like this for a long time. And so, but it's just always, oh, hey, Magic Man, you're online. It takes a lot, and actually it has to be the focus of something like the public test realm to really figure out if you're doing it right, because it takes such long-term play to just sort of to identify, whether or not what you're doing is working. You either take, like a huge QA team and half the developers offline for large periods of time to play test it yourselves, or you have something like the public test realm where you can test it. So I love that Wushu's taking advantage of the public test realm to test some new ideas in this area, and I'll be closely watching what they do, because I would love to, to see if we can, any successes that they have will be very informative for the game that we're working on. Not that that's my area. I'm not in charge of zombie spawning. That's somebody else's area, but, I get to have opinions. So, anyway. I hope that answers your question, Sonny. Oh, by the way, so the vote that La Coalición was holding does have a result. Pretty much dropping rucksacks at outposts seems to be the clear favorite as far as Update 36 improvements go. But there were a couple of votes for the Take All button, for the new bloater smell, and for the Black Heart changes, which I didn't mention before. Because I haven't really played with the Black Heart, I think we spawned it once and then it went away after I left the game. So all I've done so far is just run from it like a little bunny. So I don't have a lot of opinions about the Black Heart just because I haven't really played with the Black Heart. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that bloater behind and not worry about him. Cogs, I think that Cogs' reaction to my explanation of the spawning is a little aggressive, but so it might easily be that that at some point in the past I said that the random zombie spawning, was good because it reflected zombie media, and now I'm saying that's an annoying part of zombie media, and so therefore it's a mistake. That doesn't mean that, like, I don't know, whatever, that one of those answers was dishonest or something like that. It just means that, like everyone, my opinion can vary over time. I don't remember saying that originally, but I know that for a long time we have been mostly talking about what we call donut spawning, where the zombies are just spawning evenly in a circle around you. We've been talking internally about the donut spawning being a problem, something that we could definitely improve on. And so if I did say that at some point in the past, like justify it, that might have just been me in, PR mode, or it could be from a time when we weren't treating that like it was one of our bigger problems. Like maybe we hadn't absorbed as much negative feedback about it as we have now. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway, that is definitely how I feel about it now, and it's how I felt about it for a while. That it can be frustrating. So I think we should have space to learn and grow, and not necessarily be required to maintain the same opinion over time. Oh, so Sinister Plank says that old answer was specifically tied to search crash spawning. Okay, so I could see that because search crashes. I have given an answer that was pretty positive about the search crash spawning before, because when you do a search crash, when you're searching in a container and it crashes, and then zombies are spawned specifically to deal with that crash, that's much more about trying to establish just consistency of expectations. When you crash, you get zombies, instead of it being so up in the air that you just feel like nothing's happening. So I am still kind of in favor of doing that at least sometimes. It sounds like Wushu wants to explore the idea of not doing it, of having it be like, yeah, we just make a loud noise, and if there's zombies nearby, we bring them in, and if there aren't, we don't. You know, and I could, if that ends up working better, that's cool. But yeah, my expectation, I meant to actually ask them about whether or not they're planning on plague screamers still being able to summon bloaters. I don't know what their intent is there, because that's also another area where I'm like, we were worried about the plague screamers just not being interesting enough, not being powerful enough, because there's just a limit to what a screamer can do. It doesn't have arms and it can't run. Like, you know, how dangerous can that thing really be? But its ability to summon bloaters is what makes it dangerous. And so I can see, you know, still wanting to maintain like the cheap zombie spawning that the screamer does. Because otherwise the screamer might just not be a threat anymore, and players might rebel against that. I'm not sure. So yeah, so also Cogs, one thing I also can sometimes do is just, you know, which is it's a role I need to play at work a lot, which is sort of like being able to be devil's advocate for almost any opinion. And so I could see, like, you know, if you were criticizing the spawning at some point, I could see me making the opposite case just to sort of flesh out the, you know, whether or not I was, you know, advocating staunchly that we need to never change it, or whether I was just, you know, basically explaining, well, hey, here's a reason why you could consider this to be a good thing. I don't know. I think there's a few different ways that you could look at that. Because that is something I have to, like a lot of the time, you know, part of what makes me able to do my job well is the fact that, oh yeah, I should definitely upgrade this. It's the fact that, you know, when somebody, you know, like when we've got a design plan, for instance, and somebody raises a concern with it, and they say, hey, actually, I think this is a bad idea because, you know, being able to steelman their position, to basically say like, oh, I understand why your position is valid, and here I can talk at length about how valid your position is, and go into depth about like you know, all of the reasons why I agree that the concern they're raising is a really valid concern, but. And then I can make the case for what I still want to do, even if I disagree with with that argument. I can still make the case, and being able to make the case, being able to, like, you know, sort of empathically understand where somebody else is coming from. I think that's actually an important skill for any game designer, or at least, you know, any lead game designer, to be able to sort of negotiate those conversations, and no matter what somebody else is saying, figure out what's good about it, or conversely. You know, if I've got, you know, some you know, design I want to advocate for, knowing exactly, being able to quickly in my head make all of the arguments against it, and sort of check that idea against what I anticipate being the problems, that's also a valuable skill. So you might have actually just seen me exercising that with, like, you're like, hey, you know, all, you know, zombies spawning everywhere, no matter what's going on, is stupid, and I could be like, but have you thought about this? That's, you know. Absolutely the kind of thing I would do. Not necessarily, you know, so yeah, so, you know, the opinions you hear from me, I'm not always advocating for something I deeply, deeply believe in. Sometimes I'm just exploring the ideas and sort of looking at all facets of the problem. Because I feel like most of the time, there isn't a single good answer to a question. In game design, you know, it's usually there are lots and lots and lots of good answers to a problem. And there's a lot of room for, you know, developers of a game to answer the same question in a lot of different ways and have all of those answers be good, or at least good enough. And now and then somebody will hit on a brilliant set of ideas. We're like, wow, I'm really glad they didn't choose anything else, because what they hit on was amazing. But I think most choices aren't like that. I think most choices are like, yeah, hey, they did a good thing here. They could have done a different good thing, but they did that one, and that's fine. Hello. Oh, I've missed the dread zone, where all you need is gunslinging, and then your feral problems are solved. All right, so we've got... What time is it? Okay, I got a little bit of time. Okay, yeah. So Cogs points out that the issue that he was raising originally, where I made that comment, was specifically about clearing out a small space and then finding another zombie in it. So yeah, I think if I was making an argument about that, I think I was specifically trying to devil's advocate, explain here is a way that because for one thing, I had no idea that Wushu was planning on revising spawning. So I was like, so in that context, if you're raising a concern about the game, if it's not an egregious concern, if it's something where I think, yeah, you might be right, but also this could be tolerable. My first inclination might very well have been to just be like, hey, here's a way you could think about it that could make it fine. How about you think about it this way? Maybe you'll feel better about it if you think about it this way. And so I might have been able to say, oh, hey, in zombie media, this is a thing that often happens. It's not that bad, Maybe this can, you can think about it that way. I could see it working that way. I don't know. In any case, yeah, I am less worried, mostly just because I don't see it that often. I don't actually that often run into situations personally where I've cleaned out, specifically cleaned out a small room in a house, left it, and then immediately there's a zombie there. I don't feel like I've run into that exact situation that much, so I might also have just been, not prioritizing it, not treating it like that's the big problem to solve. I definitely very frequently run into the situation where the donut spawning hurts me, where I'm trying to get away from a bad situation, and everywhere I go, or I'm just trying to find a place where I can stop and talk to you people without pausing the game. And I can't find one. That happens to me all the time, and that annoys me all the time. So if somebody raises that problem, because it's just a clear and present annoyance to me, I'll probably go, yeah, that sucks. I think we should fix that. I think we should solve it because it's a problem that bothers me. But if you raise a problem where it's it doesn't actually bother me that much, I think, this doesn't happen to be that much, or this seems kind of fine, then I'm much more likely to devil's advocate whatever happens to be in the game now. Say, if you want to keep enjoying the game, maybe think about it this way. And it's fine. Was that the whole horde? How many hordes am I? I gotta kill one more horde. Let's see here. Hey there, Haxwell. Thanks for joining us. So Magic Man says, I'm also often hurt by donuts in my real life. Yeah, actually, that is a clear and present annoyance to me because because we've been having these enormous planning meetings. The first day of them, I actually just brought donuts in because I wanted to make people a little bit happier about being in the meeting. The next day, I didn't bring donuts in, and people were like, "Where are the donuts, Jeffrey? You didn't bring the donuts." And so today, I brought in donuts again, but at the same time, Zoe McClatchy also brought in donuts. And so we had double donuts, and everyone felt like they were dying by the end of the meeting because donuts are hard to resist. Donuts are the best. And so it was, we were seriously hurting ourselves with donuts. So I definitely feel you, Magic Man. Magic Man's like, so now everyone expects donuts every day? I mean, basically. So I'm at 96 headshots. So, I guess if I just keep wandering around. So, revolvers are not the most convenient in the world because, they don't have a huge capacity. And the quiet ones, the rare quiet ones, are pretty low caliber. And so there's limited utility against bigger, tougher, nastier zombies. But the reason I'm using the revolver is because I got to kill a lot of zombies and it doesn't break. And so it's suppressed, but it doesn't break. So I could switch to this little MP5 looking gun here and use it if I wanted to, but then it would eventually break, especially with the suppressor on it. The suppressor makes it break faster. So I'm just like, no, if I got to kill 125 zombies with headshots, I'm going to do it with a gun that's going to stay in good condition no matter what I do. I do feel a little bit like I'm cheating using Yavera to do this because she's a gunslinger. So, all right. Still no new hordes, though. That's making me sad. I just need one more horde. Just one more. I guess, let's have a look at the base. Okay, so we've gotten on top of our whole bed situation. We're upgrading this stuff. What mods do we want? Got a mini fridge. We've got, oh no, missing icons. I hate it so much. White noise machine. Let's just max out our morale. Why not? Let's put white noise machines in both of the places. Did I put a mod in storage? Ooh, let's see. Do we want a special storage? I can't. Oh, I just don't have the labor to do this storage, but we can do it. We just need to wait. All right. Well, we'll stick with that. Just realized I've had my head just sticking off the top of the frame awkwardly this whole time. That's not cool. Oh, starting to get dark. No, I'm going to get all my hordes before it gets dark. Hey there, Airy Twitch. Thank you for joining us, despite the fact that you were at the official State of Decay 2 stream, which I screwed up royally. I appreciate you coming back in spite of my failures. Here's my friends right there. There's my horde. Let's go get them. Oh, come on. That was dramatic. Oh, yeah, you are welcome for answering your question, Airy Twitch. I did notice you posted it multiple times in the chat. So I answered, or I basically passed along to Wushu one of Airy Twitch's questions. And so Airy Twitch was thanking me for it. And yeah, it was a great question. Yeah, like I noticed you posted it multiple times, and I was like, this is a good question. We need to get to it. But I also just wanted to make sure that we got to all of the stuff that Wushu wanted to talk about. Specifically, like nobody knew to ask about the PTR because we hadn't announced it yet. Oh, gosh. We hadn't announced it yet. I wanted to make sure that we took the time to get to their PTR announcement and stuff. So I was holding off on your question for a while, but I did eventually want to get to it because it was a good one. I forgot what it was, but I remember thinking it was a good one. So, it was about knowing, like, if there was a way to know... if there was a way to know how long a curveball was going to last. That's what it was. Okay, so I got to kill one more non-freak zombie. So that doesn't count. But that does. All right, so I guess I could just go straight to the bounty broker right now. What's my inventory like? Yeah, I got space. I guess we'll just go hit up the bounty broker on foot. We'll hit him up on foot, then we'll go home, and then we'll be done, and I'm going to head to my meeting, which is in 15 minutes. So no on my, I actually maybe I shouldn't have been fishing for comfort there so much, but yeah, no on my is saying that it actually seems like the under live stream went fine. Yeah, I think that I've got kind of like a high standard in my head for how good it needs to go and like how on a technical level how the audio ought to sound, that sort of thing. And so I was disappointed by a lot of the technical stuff, but you're right. I mean, it was an informative stream. We had really great guests. They were fun to talk to. So yeah, overall, I do think the stream was actually a success, but just for personal pride reasons, I'm like, but the next one needs to be better. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this set. That'll be for next time. For right now, though, it is time for me to go home and wrap things up. It's getting dark anyway. So yeah, Sinister Plank is saying, yeah, we're always our own worst critic. Yeah, that's true. Like, I think my expectations for my own streams are like much higher than my expectations for anyone else's streams. Like, yeah, I think if I probably had watched that stream as an audience member, I probably would have been like, It's fine. Audio's a little weird. Congrexy says that I should now make it my responsibility to bring everyone else donuts the next time I stream. I'm not sure exactly. I guess the only way I could do that is if I decided to play Donut County. I could do a Donut County stream to bring you all donuts that way. Oh, hey, I just realized one of the bounties that I completed was this one. I have got a Megalodon, which is one of the best vehicles in the game. I'm not going to drive it today. Maybe we'll drive the Megalodon around next time, because I'm worn out. It's going to be a good time to stop. Let's just have a look at our progress on the base. We're not quite there yet, so let's, you know what, let's stand up here where it's a little safe. Let's get into the chat some more and see what else I missed. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. So yeah, Airy Twitch is pointing out things that went well in the stream. One thing is that the guests had a lot to say, which is true. You know, it's you know, every guest is different, every subject matter is different, and it's, you never quite know if a guest is going to like sort of naturally come up with a lot of stuff to say about the topics that you've got. And I actually have like probably a bad habit of jumping in and saying a lot of things about each subject myself, just because I've got this sense like, okay, it's my responsibility to make sure that we have lots to say about it as a company. And so, but yeah, no, these guys, they really knew their stuff. They were very, you know, closely connected to the work, knew how to talk about it, and I think they give you a lot of really good information about what's, you know, not only what's going on in Update 36, but also what's coming to the PTR. So yeah, I think they did a great job. So Zedric says that in Ark Survival Evolved, he was actually eaten by a Megalodon. So maybe that's you know, you got a little trauma associated with the Megalodon. Of course, here I'm making the same mistake that I made on the official live stream, which is trying to talk to people while random game audio is going on in the background, which was a serious problem that we had. But I think I've got the volume levels a little bit better this time around than I had during the official live stream. So Coalition says, hire me to Undead Labs and I'll bring you all churros. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. So Sinister Plank says, you're also paying much greater degree of attention to everything that the audience is doing, and the audience is happy, you know, and it feels like everything's running fine. So actually, yeah, that is one thing I've been trying to do lately is, you know, because when I was running the stream from home, that meant that, you know, the only good way that I could get really good high-res performant gameplay on the screen was for me to be doing it, but I also was trying to host at the same time that I was playing, and that meant that I really couldn't pay attention to the audience at all. And so that's one reason why we've set up the studio here where Joe and I can come together. Joe can play the game and I can host, because then I can, as a host, pay much more attention to what's going on in the chat. I can, you know, field questions that are funneled to me by the moderators. I can think about what's being said in the conversation a lot more without getting distracted. So I think I'm able to be a better host when I'm not the one playing. And so what I need to do is solve the problem of me and Joe being in the same room and having these two microphones. If I can solve that problem and make both of our audio sound good, then yeah, this is kind of a best case scenario when it comes to you know, having the stream run well. Because then like one of us can be focused on getting good gameplay on the screen, and the other one can focus on getting good questions asked, and then the whole thing, you know, splitting up those jobs, I think it can make it work a lot better. Yeah, so Sonny is almost apologetically saying that, you know, that he and I care a lot about these like technical details about the stream, but he's saying that, you know, most people in the audience, they're not sitting there like wondering, you know, like did they get the audio levels right? How clean is this audio? You know, it's that a lot of people in the audience are like, whatever. I'm listening to people talk, and if they're talking to me and they're personable and they're telling me good stuff and it's interesting, then I'm fine. I'm not piecing apart the technical details, and that is probably true, though. I mean, there's definitely a level that it can get to. We have done some streams where the audio was so bad that it really was difficult for any normal person to listen to. And I think the beginning of the official Undead Lab stream that I did today, it did have like this problem where the gameplay audio is going on while I'm talking, but worse. I think that was actually pretty pronounced at the beginning of the live stream, and I didn't realize it was going on. So that's something. So I've actually got a note. Do I have a note? I'm going to write a note right now in case I don't have a note. Fix game audio in background. Yeah, so basically, I just need to go through my presentation and turn off the gameplay audio in all the places where we're not actually looking at gameplay, and because I think that's the smarter move. I mean, sometimes it's kind of fun to hear something going on in the background, but that's the rare case. The common case is if there's a bunch of unmotivated sound effects coming at you while you're trying to listen to a conversation and you can't see the gameplay and see what's causing it, it's only a distraction. It doesn't actually make the experience any better in any way. Coalition says, like, on the live streams that he does for his group, La Coalición, he always gets a member of his group to be his audio wingman. Does that mean that, like, it's somebody who's, like, it's their official job to care about the audio and tell you what's wrong and tell you, whether you need to fix it? Harry Twitch is like, yeah, stop working on the new game and become an audio expert. So luckily, we do have audio experts, people who are already audio experts working on the new game because, of course, we have an audio team. So what I've done is I actually contacted our audio lead and asked him, okay, like, because I've been resisting doing a lot of big dramatic changes to our audio setup because I theoretically liked it. And I tend to get comfortable with the setup and not want to change it too much. But I'm like, okay, I've finally relented. I can't figure out a way to make our current audio setup really nice, and so I need some advice. So he gave me some advice, which included putting more sound baffling in the room and also trying a lavalier mic. And so I'm looking into how easily we can pay for that, and but luckily, because the streams are so far apart, I think we got time to try to solve some of these problems before the next stream kicks in. Anyway, okay, yeah, the meeting I've got to go to is coming up pretty quick, so I think it's time for us to wrap this up. Though, actually, I should probably just get back into the game and see if it's time to... Yes, so final decisions about the base. Let's install a mod in the infirmary. Which one do we want? Pill press, which makes painkillers better to craft. We've got... the cast making kit, which resting removes injuries. Let's do that. Wait, no, but is that something that is not true of a usual? Right. I think that's the thing you only need if you have an unupgraded infirmary. You don't need that if you've got an upgraded infirmary because it does it naturally. So actually, I think a better thing, maybe the pill press. Oh, I could just stick the fireworks crafting station in here just because why not? Or the maintenance bench, or the cake oven. Clio support advanced biochem station. That's what we want in there. Advanced biochem station, obviously. And then in here, we could do the cake oven or the maintenance bench. Prevents weapon durability loss. You know what? Let's just do that. And then let's set up something nice and gardeny in the garden. Let's see here. Oh, right. Samples for yield. Yeah, let's do that. And I think that might cover everything. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, we were going to upgrade this. That's right, fire safe storage. Okay, we're good. So we got our base all set up. So next time we jump in here, there will be a lot less to do. So let me see. Oh, Sinister Blank says the pill press and the pharmacologist are a money printing machine because you can make so many pills and then sell them on the black market. Yeah, that's a really good point. Anyway, okay, yes, this meeting is upcoming. I do have to get out of here. So there's a subscribe button. I can never figure out where my hand belongs because this is a different camera angle from home. There's the next Salt of the Earth. And here, you know what? I'll stick a link to the official live stream that we've been talking about this whole time in case you want to check it out yourself. And I'm sorry.